So today I'm going to hollow out my Holoprojectors so I can put some lenses in there. And my recommendation, now that I'm done, is to start with one of the back Holoprojectors and make the front one, the one near the eye here, the one closest to this, make that your last one because you're going to get better as you go. And I messed up on one of them, which of course was my front one. So I would recommend you start with a back one, and by the time you get to the front one, you should be a master. All right, here we go. So we're first going to remove this Holoprojector. So I labeled this just in case I take more than one of these out. You're going to take out these 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and then you simply pop it out. Inside the Holoprojector is this little screw, so you're going to unscrew that and take it out. And then by doing that, these 2 pieces come apart. And now this piece comes off. And I purchased these glass lenses to be placed inside the Holoprojectors off of Amazon. So now what I want to do is I want to hollow this out to replace it, the plastic, with one of my glass lenses, which means I also have to hollow this out. So I'm going to start that by using a drill with a smaller bit to start a hole here and to start a hole here. Well, I started with a bit that was just big enough to put a hole in there, and now I'm going to use a larger bit to make the hole a little bigger. So the large drill bit and a little utility knife work, and I've got something looking like this. And I'm going to use a 3/4 bit to drill out the rest of the hole. And after the 3/4 bit, we have something like this. And I'm going to use my utility knife to cut the rest of this out. To get this part out, I kept cutting around the inside here. And then you get this. When you get to something like this, I'm going to change out to a sharper blade and try and smooth these holes out a little better. Using the knife, I got down to here, and now I'm going to use a little file to smooth it a little bit. Use a little sandpaper to smooth these holes out. Now you want to make sure this hole doesn't get too big because you need your glass to fit in there and not fall through it like that. I got this piece from Junk Droids, and I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to drill out some holes and then use our knife and such to make a hole in here as well. You're going to want to cut mainly from the back side versus the front. If you cut from the front, you're going to end up messing up the edge here, which I'll have to sand down now. But if you cut from the back, you're not going to mess with that. This stuff is so much thicker that I'm going to use a Dremel and try and Dremel more of this out. The Dremel worked pretty good. Kind of melts it off, so you got to be careful there. I'm going to go smooth it out with my knife and some sandpaper. So as I was going, this part came off, and then I thinned it out too much, so I think I'm going to discard this, and I'm just going to attach this right to here, and we'll go with that. Oops. And now I've used Super Weld Extreme, JB Weld Super Weld Extreme, to cement these pieces together. So the Dremel worked the best for getting these holes. I would use a drill to get a hole started and then use a Dremel to Dremel things out. And then I just JB welded this on to the base. All right, so I've got these 3, this one being the odd man out, since I lost the bottom to that, but we still could adjust this a little bit, but that's how they come out. I'll hold out. And then all I have left to do is to hot glue this in or JB weld it in from the back like that, and you should be done. But I would paint these first. Paint them first, then put the lenses in. All right, that's all I got. Hope that helped.